The first time I saw the rivals in Legends ZA, I was still enjoying Legends Arceus. One of the most recent quests I completed was for Mai, or who we're supposed to believe is Mai, until the end of the quest Tricky Treat strategy, because she ended up actually being a Hisuian Zoroark who just wanted some mushroom cakes to be placed in the secret hollow so that they could have something to eat. Poor baby. And while Hisuian Zoroark is probably the right way to say it, I always like to call it a Hisuian Zoroark. Because not only can I not spell it without looking it up, it's really hard to say saying it naturally. But how would you get the Hisuian Zoroark to you in the first place, especially to Lemoyne? I don't know. I mean, we have like a 2 or 3 thousand-year-old, 12-foot tall, whatever, giant man. Obviously, I haven't played some of the older games because I stopped after Pokemon Red and didn't come back until like Sun and Moon, I think. Probably, somewhere around there. I mean, time travel is possible. There are wormholes. Hoopa exists. Maybe not in this particular region, but who knows. So it could or could not be technically pretty easy to get an ancient Pokemon to the modern world. But with this in mind, I didn't need another reason to theorize that the rival we have in Legends Pizza is just a Hisuian Zoroark in disguise. And they have, slightly similar hair color. I know it's like kind of yellow instead of white, but it's close enough that I could be like, sure, they don't want anyone to find out, but they want to be able to tell that that's their trainer. And of course, when I say they, I mean whoever the bad guy is in Legends CA. And apparently in the X and Y games, that was Lysander, I believe. And in this game, it might be Quasartico. But all that aside, in my mind, I was thinking, what's better than a trainer who may end up choosing not to help you because your plans are evil and you want the perfect world, but to get there, you have to kill people? Well, what about a Pokemon you can just give mushroom cakes to, ensuring they follow your commands? I think that'd be a pretty safe bet. They're not a human, so they don't exactly have morals unless they have a higher IQ, like Alakazam, maybe? And you still get to have a trainer that can learn to be a better trainer through the ranks, Z all the way to A from the most recent trailer, while still being an undercover Pokemon the whole time. I mean, to me, that's just awesome. It it just feels a lot, I want to say better, not necessarily more true, but just better than the theory I've been hearing about the main character Harmony being one of the professor's love children, and I'm like, nah, I'm good on that. I don't really need to go that far into their lives. But with Legends Arceus and how many ancestors were actually in the game, why not have the very next Legends game have descendants? I mean, it would only make sense, right? But then I wonder, what are they going to do for the third book we haven't seen yet? Because if you remember in the first trailer for Legends Arceus, there were 3 books. So we have Legends Arceus, Legends ZA, and I mean, are you going to go in the middle of a timeline? Modern times? I mean, what is there between the ancient past and the deep future? It's just the present. So for me, totally unrelated, I just can't really see where they would go with the third book in the series, assuming we actually get all 3 games and they don't just kind of drop it for 10 or so years to come back with it. Kind of like what they did with Pokemon Z. So I don't know. I thought it was really cool. So that's why I decided to draw the rivals, both of them, because, either way you get one or the other, Towny or Urbani, which I think are horrible names, but probably make maybe better sense, or maybe they sound better in Japanese. But for an American hearing towny or urbane, it's just really like, really? That's your name? Your name is a townie? That's more like just slang. It's not a name. It's something somebody calls you because you're not living in their part of the world. Ah, you're just a townie. Ah, you're just a yank. Oh, that's an urbane person. Really? You couldn't come up with, like, a cooler name. That's why I think it has to be a Pokemon, because the name is just kind of dumb. And I named my Pokemon dumb names, so why not? Why not the supposedly evil team? Or maybe supposedly good team, Quasartico? Just makes a little bit more sense. And while I was drawing this out, I posted it on the best place ever, Reddit, of course. Unfortunately, I had placed the pockets a little too high so that because I didn't color in the drawing, it looked like I had drawn some big old titties on Hisuian Zoroark slash your rival. And that was not what I was going for. I was thinking, oh, this is just about where the pockets are in the jacket. I'll just color in some buttons. And yeah, I'm going to be editing that now so that they don't look like giant titties. I was actually pretty excited to see quite a few other people had already put thought into this theory, probably before I thought it up. And one of those people was AMC Moonman, which I'm showing here in the screenshot. And I'm likening agrees with me to has upvotes because that's usually what that means. Also, I found a comment by a YouTuber called Zaktoshi that he also believes they are Hisuian Zoroark. So at least a few people will say, based on the likes, 100 or so, also think that this could be a plausible theory.